Hi Capricorn, thank you so much for joining me. Now then, sorry this is a bit late, but uploads have been difficult. Loads of stuff I could say, but basically 3-card tarot for the sign of Capricorn. Here we go. And I'm asking for these cards, please, for the last week in May 2019. Going a bit fast paced because I want to try and get them uploaded as quick as I can. So there's 1, 2, 3. Well, most interesting. I always think they're interesting. I suppose I wouldn't be a tarot reader if I didn't think they were interesting. Right, Page of Swords. There's help coming in, Capricorn. Okay, bright, fresh, new ideas here. Loads and loads of potential. Not the most mature of the pages, but a lot to offer certainly. This is great. This really gets things unstuck, doesn't it? When someone new comes in and gets things moving. It's a bit like when you've got an old cat. If you get a kitten, the old cat kind of comes to life and looks after it a lot more. Capricorn, I'm seeing you guys as the old cat in this situation, and someone new coming in, getting you kind of interested in things again and really getting things moving on the way. And the second card in the deck is actually another person coming in, so this is a really deep level of help here. Here we've got the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is it's really the wisest of pages in all the suits. There's a lot of wisdom there. The most mature, I mean, they're all kind of young, youthful energy kind of people. Maybe a young person or just somebody with a very youthful outlook on life, but either of these pages, they're going to have some kind of bright outlook about them. That's how we recognize it. But the Page of Pentacles is a bit more about getting things done in a steady way. Not always the most gentle way, actually, but the Page of Swords, he's kind of really ungentle because he's clumsy, the Page of Swords. The Page of Pentacles isn't. So that's when things actually start settling down. So we've got two cards together, and I've done them really quickly, both together, because this really seems to be two people coming in to help. And I actually feel that well, the energy is fluid, isn't it? And it could mean different things to different people. It really could. So it'll vary depending on your situation, but certainly close together. There's some help comes in, and then there's some more help comes in. Maybe you've got a young person trying to help you at the moment, or not trying to help you, or generally driving you mad is what I'm thinking. A young person who's generally driving you mad. Well, if that's the case, someone with a bit more common sense comes in. Okay, and I'm not even going to say don't throw the baby out with the bathwater here. That is kind of the risk, but this is where the Page of Pentacles comes in. There's wisdom coming in. Could be your wisdom, but it's a Pentacles. It's from one of the suits, basically, and the suits in tarot tend to be people who are coming in around us to help, whereas the major arcana, the first 20, is it 22 or 23? Oh, I should know. But yeah, the major arcana is actually kind of about you personally, or whoever's having the reading, basically. I must have a drink of water, excuse me. Right. So, what indeed is the third card for Sagittarius for the last week of May 2019? And it's this one. It's the Ten of Wands, friends. Okay, and what we've got here is the guinea pig absolutely laden down, loaded up and laden down. These wands, extremely useful things to have here, and some very nice sweet things and fruits and cakes and apples and things in the wheelbarrow here. So these are really nice as well, but they're just adding to the burden for the poor guinea pig, who doesn't look happy at all. Does he? But this is a 10 card. This means that, it's pointing in some way towards completion, and it does mean that you could end up kind of stuck in a situation where you're doing a lot of work and not really getting much done, if you know what I mean. Because if you load too much onto a person, or if you load too much onto yourself, you end up really not getting any of it done properly. That's the tricky thing. So as you move forward, Cappy, it's going to be important to be rational about what you're taking on. It may involve rationalising a situation where you've taken on rather too much in the past as well. Worth thinking about. There's the fluid energy thing again, guys. It depends who you are. It depends where you are. But most certainly there is the suggestion of much too much work going on here. Too much work to enjoy it, basically. Okay, I'm going to mention my old Uncle Ted. He's a wonderful guy. And he worked for Ford in Toronto. He lives in Canada. And he worked 7-day weeks. And I must, I'm not going to criticise Canadian culture because I've been there for a month, but I don't really understand what I'm talking about here. But it just looked to me as if he was working 7 days a week from 6 a.m. till kind of maybe 8, 9 in the evening when he got home. And I just used to think, well, why not just work 6 days a week and have a day to like be with your family and actually to enjoy that money? But he spent his whole life earning money that he never really had time to spend. I just thought that was a little bit out of whack. I mean, we all need industrious people like that, and we need to keep the world turning. We really do. But are you doing that? Are you like putting 7 days a week into something that just cuts your own life out, or are you putting so much into something that it's making your life difficult? Giving you a lot of worries. Who knows? I really don't, because it's fluid energy. It could be for anyone, but there's a definite suggestion of overload there, and there's also a suggestion of maybe you got yourself into this without intending to. Maybe this is just a situation that you got into in the past that was fine then and has grown out of proportion and has become difficult. Difficult for me to say, but I think you know in your heart, okay, Cappy? Because I know you guys like to hang on tight, and it may be a bit difficult having new people coming in to help, but I feel this is people rather than situations springing up for the great majority of you. It is going to vary from one Capricorn to the next. That's the way it goes. I'm going to try and get a new light because you can barely see my face in the camera as I'm looking at it here. Anyway, guys, right, I have been doing 9 cards for all the signs, but I'm trying to get these uploaded before we run out of time. And if I just try and talk fast, it takes all the pleasure out of it and I forget stuff, okay? So we've got another 3 here for the sign of Capricorn for the last week of May 2019. And I've asked for these to add more significance to the 3 main cards in this spread. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords as the first card in the spread there. And this is young, enthusiastic energy, lots of energy to actually get things done, but it's going to need a bit of careful kind of looking after. There's also a scroll here, actually, and this is telling me that a good new idea is going to come in with this, and a new way of doing something. And even though the page is young, don't just dismiss it, because we've got the Knight of Cups in significance for that card there in this reading, the Page of Swords. The Knight of Cups, so this is a much more mature energy. It's very difficult to make out, but perhaps you can see him there with his beard, and he's looking very discerningly at the chalice there, isn't he? Either that's a fine wine and he's trying to work something out by looking at it, or he's just, gazing at it's a mystic chalice and he's perhaps gazing at the mysticness of it. Who knows? But there's discernment there. Okay, and I believe, Capricorn, in the majority of cases, that's going to mean that you need to exercise some discernment with the Page of Swords. Don't just dismiss him out of hand, okay, or her if it's a lady. Don't just dismiss the help out of hand, even though it seems a bit mad, okay? Sometimes things are a bit mad, but they get you through, and they will, because the Page of Pentacles is the next one in the main spread there, okay? Much maturer energy, and the suggestion of kind of either wealth or magic or kind of abundance in one way or another, being worked for and earned, but certainly coming into life. And as a significator for that one, we've got the Knight of Swords here. Now, the Knight of Swords is a really powerful character. He will just leave things alone, though. He's capable of leaving well alone, is the Knight of Swords, because he's a sword card and he's a thinker, basically. But in terms of the way he thinks, you need to convince him that you're going the right way, that you're doing the right thing to actually get things working. And as I actually look at all the cards I've got on the table here at the moment, the 2 page cards and the 2 knight cards, that really suggests things getting off the ground. I mean, it's kind of a multi-headed thing. It's maybe you need to apply for a license or something, so you've got to go and get a certificate from here. You've got to go and try and find your birth certificate and you can't, so then you have all the palaver with that. I don't know, but it's a multifaceted thing and there are people around to help with it at every step of the way. But the Knight of Swords here is going to be key to it in terms of make sure you're either convince yourself that you're doing the right thing and be sure that you can convince others, because I feel you're going to need to, Cappy, as you go forward. Okay, so then the last card in the main spread, 10 of Wands here, and poor old guinea pig overloaded. And as a significator for that, we've got the 9 of Wands. So hopefully this is going to be the answer to being overloaded. It's one last battle. As tired as you are, as weary as you are, it's one last push to get something sorted that you care deeply and dearly about. And that, Capricorn, I hope is going to free your mind so that you can keep going on the trail of manifestation, on the alchemy of making your ideas come out into real life, on the alchemy of staying alive in this crazy world. Gosh, it's not easy these days, is it? But there we are. I don't want to go into politics. I'm going to wrap it up there, Capricorn. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you get everything that comes through, because I do these readings every week. And when I can upload them, which is most of the time actually, I make kind of one-off videos on spiritual topics as well. Oh, excuse me. And I also like drink too much liquid. If you can drink, can you really drink too much liquid when you're a psychic? I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going to go and drink some now, friends. Okay. So have a great week. I'll be around again soon. Thanks for joining me. See you soon and peace.